Okay. Perfect. Okay. So the first thing I want to go over are what the requirements were for this retreat. They might be a little different for next year. We haven't even talked about anything. We haven't even discussed anything, but I would assume they'll be similar. We will, of course, give you plenty of heads up of like what you need to do, where it's going to be, all that good jazz. I think we announced the retreat requirements back in like, what was it, like April, May? Like, so early in the year. So expect around springtime to be announced, but I'm going to share my screen really quick so I can show you guys just what the requirements were for this year. So these were the requirements. This was the house. I want to go back. It was so great. And I want our whole team to take up one house because it was so fun. But the first thing is, of course, hitting Success Club. Like, we cannot be doing this business if we are not consistently adding people to our team and to our coach family and to our challenge groups. So we had put between April and September must hit Success Club 4 months out of 6 months. So it'll be something similar. And then of course, if like a new coach jumps in, we put like a modification. If a new coach jumped in at like, you know, August and then hit Diamond and everything, they didn't obviously have the time to hit Success Club, like that would be an exception. Then the other thing, it kind of got complicated. I'm just going to keep it really simple. Is to be Diamond and to hold Diamond for 6 weeks. That means keeping all of your coaches underneath you, which there are 12 when you are Diamond. You need to keep them active for 6 weeks. You need to help them, like, you just need to encourage them, like, hey guys, like, we need to be, you know, staying on our Shakeology, home direct orders and energize and like pressing play on your workouts, like just helping them be healthy. Like, that's how I view it as when you are holding for 6 weeks. And then if you are already currently Diamond, it would be to, I think we had to have 2 new emeralds. Like, so in 2021, you would just need 2 new emeralds or to hit a new rank advancement. So if you were Diamond this retreat and you hit Star Diamond, you would be in. For this retreat, we also did a Star Diamond night. So we took all the Star Diamonds out for dinner. I'm not sure if we'll do that or what that will look like next year. The only other thing is, like, I just think of like Haley or anyone who has locked in Diamond since the retreat has happened. Like Haley would be an automatic in, except she would need to hit Success Club. So if you would hit Diamond from now on until the next retreat and hold it for 6 weeks, like that would be a huge chunk that you would need to do to get to the retreat. Okay. Anyone have any questions about that part? Hopefully I explained it okay. The nitty-gritty details, of course, will be explained for the next retreat, but that's what we decided for this retreat. And the reasons why, just because to keep it really simple, again, we need to be adding new people to our team and to our challenge groups every single month. And then we need to be building a team of coaches if you are wanting to be a leader in this business. So I asked all of the people, can everyone make sure they're on mute really quick? I hear a little background noise, but I asked all the girls who came to the retreat if they wouldn't mind sharing 3 things. So sharing what their biggest tip is to earn the retreat. So kind of like hitting Success Club Diamond, like what's their number 1 tip to do that? What was their favorite moment or like thing at the retreat? And then what is something they're implementing in their business now that the retreat is over? So I'm gonna let anyone take it from here. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first because it's quiet and my kids are still awake. So if they come in here, just disregard them. But I think my biggest tip for like getting to the retreat or whatever is that like it's not that hard. Like in hindsight, I was like, oh, that wasn't that hard. It's stupid to say because it was like a push and it was difficult. But I think like I vividly remembering like writing down every day like you are a Diamond coach or like something that was just very like this isn't like a maybe, I wish, I hope someday. It's like, it's going to happen. But not only like that, like, but then like putting the work in behind it. Like, okay, so if I want to be a Diamond, like, am I inviting anyone to coaching? Like, those are the action steps to building a team, not just saying I'm going to be a Diamond coach and it's just going to happen. So like, yeah, like be very forward with yourself. Like, am I going to do this or not? And then like decide what are the actual action steps that you need to take to get there. And just know, like, don't make it out to be this huge thing that, like, I can't do that. Like, it's very doable. Am I supposed to just share that for now? Or do you want all three things
I
now?
can go all three. Maybe that might be easier.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I've just been thinking about, like, in hindsight, looking back. I think being there, like, I kept on hearing people say, like, the phrase, like, being around people like with like minds. And I was like, what does that actually mean? Like, I wish I could capture what we're trying to explain when we say that. And I just feel like it's so much different when you're together in person. Like, I really value that we can chat on the internet and that we can build this team on the internet and stuff. But like, when you're together, I just think that there's like this deeper level of connection and like seeing like these people are so like me, not just like, oh, we have an average life, but more like we have similar struggles, we have similar fears, we have similar like passions, and like she's showing up for her passion in a different way, but like we're next to each other, we have the same passion. So it like made me feel like super unique, but also like super like understood and super encouraged in who I am. And there's just like no other way other than being together that fire could have been lit. So I was thinking like there's a million self-help books or PD books or whatever that you could read, but there's nothing that can light your fire like actually being together. What was the other thing that I have to share?
What are you implementing into your business now that you're back?
Oh, well, I mean, I really did want to go for like the business part of it, like the trainings, and like hitting Star Diamond like has always been like a thing that we're talking about, but it just made so much more sense to me and felt very like doable. So it's almost like everything I was doing to get to the retreat like cranked up a little bit more. Like it just felt like that's not the end all, it's just to be at the retreat, but like it's like, okay, that was just like a stepping stone to moving on. So coaching is like my main focus of what I'm inviting to.
Yeah. Thanks, Shelby. And if you didn't catch it in the beginning, Shelby sang Titanic to us at like 2 a.m, and it was the most heartfelt experience I've ever had. Or close to it. The whole
that was like my only questionable choice, I think, on the whole trip. Like, it's impressive.
So beautiful. I can go. Wait, did you have anything else, Shelby? Did I just cut you off? Okay, cool. I'll probably do these in the wrong order. My highlight, I mean, honestly, it definitely was when Joel walked out of the elevator, because the whole time they were making us think it was going to be one of the girl trainers, which would have been fine. Like, they're fine too. But like being in the room with all the coaches and watching him come out of the elevator was just like, honestly, probably the best experience of my life. And to encourage you, he said that he wants to come every year. So there's a good chance he's going to be there next year, potentially. Who knows? But I feel like with that, kind of like the highlight of the trip was, it was just like crazy, because I feel like every day I was like, I just can't believe this is my life. Like, this is real. It just felt like I was in a movie or something, or I'm like, this just doesn't feel real. Like, we're with all these girls who I see their Zoom calls every time on Monday nights. And then to be with everyone in person and to have Joel there with us, who like I've worked out to in my living room like many times. It was just like, wow, this company's real. These people are real. These people aren't like fancy, amazing people. Like, we're just normal people. And it was just so cool. Like, we get to hang out together, have fun, and work out, like all the things we love. And not all of us have been coaching that long. Like, if I look back on it, I'm like, wow, I've been coaching for 2 years, and if we had just quit early on, it's like, that's 2 years of your life that goes by so fast. So I think that was the highlight for me, just realizing like, wow, hard work pays off. And it's really cool to get to like have these experiences that most people don't ever get to experience, just because we like put in the work. So that would be my highlight. I would say, what is it? Biggest takeaway or thing I'm going to start implementing? They kind of go hand in hand, but we did a training with Doug Moss, who I don't really know what his role is. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Brooke, what is his role? I don't know.
He's a corporate mentor, and he works with the 15 Star Diamonds, but like he's the master of the comp plan, people always call him. So he just knows everything, and he knows he's the godfather.
Okay. So that's it. So we did a call with him, which was cool. And my biggest takeaway from that was he had interviewed the 15 Star Diamonds and asked them like, what does their daily activities look like. And they said as 15-star diamonds, 50% of their coaching business is investing in their team, but 50% is recruiting. But like he asked them, okay, when you were a coach or a diamond coach, what did that percentage look like? And they said that like 10% was investing in their team because their team wasn't that big, and 90% was recruiting. And that was a wake-up call for me, because I feel like once I start to get a few coaches under me, I get really like protective of them, and I'll like I give more of my time there when really my time should be focusing on bringing more people in. And so hearing that from like the successful coaches, like obviously they're 15-star for a reason, made me realize, okay, something I want to implement more is like set good boundaries with like what I'm doing each day to give back to my team and like be there for them, but also make sure my priority is still my own business first. Because if you as the leader, I feel like aren't growing your business, it's not setting the example for your team that they really need to. So that's something I want to implement more, is get that ratio back to like 20% investing in my team, like 80% recruiting.
I forgot all about that part though, so I'm glad you said that. Okay, and one more thing, like when you guys talk, just because there's a lot of different coaches on, can you like just tell like who you are really quick and maybe like your rank or something like that? Just give people a background of who you are, because I know Rebecca's diamond. When did you hit diamond?
Last November.
Last year. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I remember. And then Shelby, you hit diamond this summer. It was like July, right? Yes. It was like July 4th was your goal, right?
July 4th was my goal. I think I had like lots of goals. I should have added that like it's okay to like set your goal like realistically early and change it. Like that was something that happened to me several times, and it was like discouraging. But like was like, I'm going to hit it before the retreat. And so July 4th was my goal for a while, but I hit it like, I don't know, August 10th or something. So don't be afraid to set a date and just charge after it, even if you don't hit it.
I guess I'll go now. I'm Brittany. I'm a diamond coach. Started coaching last October. COVID hit in March. I hit diamond by my birthday, which was July 14th. I literally hit it like the Sunday before. So I really didn't start coaching until March, honestly. I think the big drive for me was the retreat. Like that's a big stepping stone to be able to reach that. And so if I can say anything is don't stop, just keep pushing. If this is your goal, you just have to put your head down and get there. Just invite. I think that's my biggest thing moving my business forward. I'm going to amp up my inviting and recruiting, really invest a little bit more into my coaches that have started to like lean towards wanting to coach, because I have a lot of just discount coaches, but I do have some new ladies that came onto my team and they're like really wanting to start their business. So I'm going to really lean into them and build them up. You got to work with the working. And then takeaway, it truly is a community. It's not a competition with the other women. Like our team is so good, and being with them in person is even better. Because you get to see everybody on a different level rather than just on Zoom. And there was a lot of bonding moments and learning about each other that not normal teams probably don't do. We had some really good conversations that were fun, and it was just nice to be able to spend time with everybody and learn more about the team. And then my favorite part was obviously Joel. I mean, let's be real. We're besties, it's fine. But the thing about it being Joel is I don't think every team gets that. We're very fortunate in that, I think. And like to meet him and get to know him on a different level than just seeing him on your TV every day was super, super cool. And honestly, just meeting the other women on our extended team was really cool too. I had a really profound moment with one of the coaches from our team. And I can see that being like a friendship that I'll probably never lose, because she was really cool and we had a really, really awesome conversation. This really is a community, and honestly, you guys, it's worth all the hard work to get there, because it's an experience that you probably won't experience very often in your life. So I don't know.
Okay, against my norm, I'm gonna keep it really short and sweet. I saw that, Brooke. So I'm Dana. I don't know if anybody doesn't know. I'm 2-star, was 2-star. I went last year, and I went as a fairly new diamond last year. I think I hit diamond the spring before. Anyway, so my biggest piece of advice to get to the retreat, for my own business that I want to encourage you guys is to stay consistent. Use the business activity tracker. I have to say it. I can't not say it. I'm sorry. I have to. But then just really help people. Like, this has really been sticking with me since I heard it. I think it was on a national wake up call, feel good. Like, don't lose that because you're pushing for a goal like this. So just really keep investing into the people that you have and going out and finding new people by using that business activity tracker. And also that it's really is just like going emerald in the other ranks. It's a decision. And I've already started encouraging lots of the ladies on my team to make that decision now. Because this is where I could like really go on a tangent. Because the people you invite now that are going to say no now, that are going to say maybe in December and yes in January, are going to get bomb results in March and become your coaches in April, and it just turns into this like cycle. So you have to decide now if you're going to go to Destin. You can't wait till they announce it in April. You can, but why would you wait when you could start now and gain traction? I have a thing with November. Like last year, that's when I set my goals. That's kind of when I'm setting my goals for next year in November this year. So that's how you get there. My favorite moment, gosh, I wish you guys, I like had something really heartfelt and like business related, but man, Friday night was just really freaking fun. Like I just had a lot of fun, and I don't know if part of that was 2020. You know, sometimes I go thinking like I want to come home with all this business knowledge, but I've just come to accept that like our shirt said, work hard, play hard. And like, that's a huge motto I've kind of taken on this year, because I do work really hard at this business. So to get away for 3 nights and go balls to the walls one night, I don't feel bad about that. I had fun, and I don't know, that's what we're here for. Well, that's not all we're here for, but it was a good time. I mean, I love the relationship building. I felt like maybe because we've been more than we like, this is the second time like Heart and Hustle is gone. I did feel like Megan, for example, I felt like she maybe opened up more than she had in the past, which I thought was cool because I've met her several times now. And I just feel like we're building some of those relationships, within the down, or should be upline. So I will say that was kind of something that I thought was kind of cool, different than maybe I had felt before.
Come back to us.
Implementing.
You're frozen, Dana. Is she
We always
frozen?
talk about how our kids take up the internet.
Is she frozen for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, she says I'm frozen. Go on. Well, it was really.
I can go since
all night.
she's my coach. So I'm Kelsey. I'm a new diamond. I was diamond like right around my birthday in July. Actually, very similar to Brittany. I started in COVID, hit in my birthday in July for the retreat. And Dana's my coach. So my like biggest advice to get to the retreat, I thought about this, and there's like a few different things you could say. Like you could say just like put your head down and do the work, and that's true. But for me, there was a really huge part that I had to work on in like getting over myself. I really struggled with that idea of like, what are people gonna think? And I also was like terrified of inviting. And so at first I was like afraid of posting. So then I got over that and I started posting. Then I was afraid of inviting. So then I was posting all this crap and whining about how no one was coming to me while I wasn't inviting. So I just want to share that. Like that was such a big struggle for me to just get over myself and set the goal, set a date, and do it. So that was really good. I think I've said this before too. My favorite moment, I think, was like when we were all in the airport and one person would kind of come in and you're like, oh my gosh, hey. And it's meeting someone for the first time. Like Rebecca, like that was so cool. Like I've watched Rebecca since I started. So that was a really cool moment. And something that, what?
I love meeting you too.
Oh, thanks. My business takeaway is actually also kind of similar to yours, Rebecca, but like really kind of honing in on working that 90% for me, but also in that training, they said like the key is to get your coaches to hit Success Club. And so when I find that coach that's like really, truly ready to run, I've had a few that are kind of like, oh, I could, and then there aren't a lot of results from it. And once I find that one that's like really ready to run, I think it's so important to like help them get Success Club and be there with them. So that's something that I'm really focused on, is like kind of finding those coaches to run with. And then I want them hitting Success Club like from the start. Cause that's something I feel like I missed out on when I started coaching. I wasted a lot of time not hitting Success Club, not doing the bat and all those things. And I wish I could have that time back, guys. It'd be so much farther now. So that's kind of my takeaways.
Jody, Brooke, who else do we have to go?
I'll go. So my name's Jody. I was a 2-star diamond, diamond now. So I agree like 100% with everybody, and they actually stole mine a couple times, so I'm not going to repeat it. I think they're really, really important. One of my biggest pieces of advice is to be really honest with your support group at home, whether that's your spouse or your parents or whoever, because you could earn this trip, but you might not be able to go if they're not like, if you just walk up to them one day and be like, hey, in 3 weeks, my team is going to Destin and I want to go, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? Like, you need to be on the same page with them so that they're totally cool with you just like going, and also with you working, because it does take time and it takes effort and takes energy, and that's noticeable in your life. Hopefully it's changing some things that you're doing in your life. And I think that being honest with whoever you're around is like kind of a game changer, because then they're not all of a sudden like surprised that you have this business that you're thriving in, So from advice, from experience, you should probably talk to your spouse before you go ahead and just start your own business. But it all worked out. My favorite moment, I mean, Joel is just hard to beat, like that moment. I don't know if you guys have seen the picture of us like seeing Joel. That like, I don't know that I'll ever feel like that. Like that was just like I can't even explain it. It was just unreal. But I mean, that's an obvious that's the like probably the highlight. But I really, and they've all kind of said it, like one of my favorite moments when I think about Destin was the very first night we got there. Like we were just like laying on beds, like a bunch of us just talking about nothing. And most of us had never met each other before. And it was just like we had known each other forever. We talked about things that I wouldn't even talk with like people I've known my entire life. And it was so like natural and normal. And like, these people are your people and you just met them 20 minutes ago. And so that's like, I don't think that anybody gets to have that like anywhere. And I think that's really special. I don't think it's a Beachbody thing. I think that's a team heart and hustle thing. And we're really, really lucky to have that. So that was one of my favorite moments, was the very first night, learning lots about Shelby and all the people. And then my biggest takeaway was with that, there was a lot of takeaways, but mostly just to have fun. Like Dana said, like we go in it, like especially last year, we went in it not knowing what to expect, because I went last year and we thought it would be very business heavy. And it can be, but it's also a really good reminder that like, this is fun, right? Like this should be so fun. You are inviting some people to something that is so like authentic and real, and we should enjoy it. So that's my biggest thing. I've kind of really reevaluated like how I'm like when I'm coaching and what I'm doing with my time, and finding joy in the things that we think like inviting that can be really hard. And so I've like probably enjoyed coaching the last 2 weeks more than I have in a long time, because that stuff, when you're so consistent with that stuff, it can get draining. And I think it just was just really nice to come back to this is fun. Like, I can't believe this is my job. Like, this is not a real job. So those are mine.
Okay, I can go. I think I'm the last one, unless Casey sneaks away at work. But a lot of people have kind of mentioned mine. Oh, sorry. Wait, what?
I was gonna say Mallory's on too, but I don't know if she's.
Oh, Mallory, sorry. Ooh, I can't see everyone. Okay. But I think, yeah, like a lot of things that have already been mentioned. Kelsey, the Success Club, getting my coaches to hit Success Club was like by far the biggest aha moment. And I think it's more than just how am I going to get my coaches to hit Success Club, but my big goal over the summer was to get my challengers results. Like, I kept thinking, like, I need to get my challengers results. How can I get them the best results so that they can have the same experience that I had in the beginning? And that's why I started coaching. And to hear that just from Doug on the call, it just made me think about coaching as well. Like, I need my coaches to start seeing the same results that I'm seeing with the coaching side of it, with earning trips, with the income. And I have a lot of coaches that are starting to do that, but I want them to see how much this can grow with, again, the consistent word. It's like, I feel like I've had to hear it 1,000 times to finally like realize this isn't a joke. This is true consistency. And the other thing that he mentioned too is a lot of people can get stuck at Diamond. And he talked about income, the compensation plan, and when you get to 2-star Diamond. Oh, and I'm a 2-star Diamond coach just recently, but I didn't realize when you get to that, you get to open a second business center. And that's when, if you're in this for income, it really starts to grow. And he talked about this like little road where people go from Diamond and they get stuck because you just think like, oh, I'm Diamond, like all the money's supposed to come now. And here I am, little Brookie, who left her job because I'm super impulsive, as my husband's like right next to me. 'Cause that's just how I roll with life. And I hit Diamond in December last year, and I was so proud. And I started this year, and I was like, oh no. I was like, why am I not making a bunch of money? And I was doing the same thing. I was posting on social media. I'm really good at that. I wasn't inviting, nothing was consistent at all. And it took me until like this past month to start using the back tracker. You guys gotta use it. You got, like, I mean, the small things that you do every day are going to get you to where you want to be. And I love what Dana said. If you guys want to go on this trip, like, you got to plant that seed now. This is like the best time. People around the holidays, and even if they're stressed about money and stuff, it's going on in the back of their mind. They're thinking, oh, like I ate too much again, or drank too much again, or oh my God, new year, new me. Like, I should start thinking about that. Like, you want to be there, and you want to be the first person that they think of when they start thinking about what they're going to do in January. Like, you need to be showing up. And it's crazy how just the little things that you do every day add up over time. So my goal is to get my coaches to see that. Like, all my new coaches, I want them to start seeing the benefits as soon as possible, and see that this isn't, I mean, it seems like it's hard and far away, but if we think it's going to be hard, it will be hard. It's not. It's 3 people a month. Like, we can do it. You've got all the support. You have such an awesome team. Oh, I am going on a tangent. But, like, this team is so great, you guys. Like, and going on this trip just made it that much more clear, like, how thankful I am to be a part of this group, and how I want everyone on my team to be there with me. Like, I want you guys to experience this. I want you to be on the beach. I want you to meet Joel or whoever else comes next year. Like, hoping Shanti comes. Amala, who else? I don't know. Stop looking at me. No, I'm not funny. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So what I'm implementing right now is I'm really just continuing to grow my business, and I really want to start helping build my leaders so that they can lead and hit those income goals that they have, and getting them to Success Club. So, because even the Success Club trip, like the Punta Cana Riviera Maya, like I remember thinking like, oh, that's only for like the people that make tons of thousands of dollars. It's like, no, it's really from just helping people every month. And it just ripple effects from there. So, yeah.
Yay, I love it so much. I think Mallory said she can't talk. If you're able to, Mallory, feel free to unmute yourself. But I'll share mine and then we'll just wrap it up. It's a little after 9, but I would say for mine, the mind for like to get there, to me, it's all about the mindset. Like, and like you fully taking on the hat of the CEO. When I was shooting, just like thinking for like myself, when I was shooting to be Diamond, and Megan has like straight up honest and will tell you, like she had a couple years where like she totally fell off. Like basically my first 2 years of coaching, like she never ran a sneak peek. She never like really ran a challenge group, which is fine. Like she did her job of getting me into this business, right? Like that's all you need to do. That's your job is done. So like, but like, now you guys now have the opportunity. We're like, oh, our team is running a sneak peek, like I'll plug you into this. Like I didn't have that. So like I really had to, it forced me early on in my business as an Emerald coach to put a CEO hat on and run freaking sneak peeks and run challenge groups by myself. I didn't know what I was doing, but I think that has instilled so much like, this is my business and it could, like, it's whatever I make of it, don't depend on your upline, your coach, your whatever. If like the sneak peek tomorrow night doesn't work out for you, then run one next week. Or if it doesn't work out for you, then like do one something else. Like there is no like right or wrong thing. It's your business. You just need to show up and make things happen the way you need to make them happen. So like, I think that would be my biggest thing is like your mindset of just owning this 100%, not putting this on anyone else will take you further than anything. My favorite thing being there, I feel like I'm a person, my husband always makes fun of me when like, he's like, what was your favorite thing? I just like recap the whole trip for people. So I'm not going to do that. But like, I think for me, like, I just felt it was very surreal. Like all of these ladies that I have met at so many points in my life, so many points of coaching, like all together. And they all just like truly loved each other. Like it wasn't, we didn't have any awkward moments. Like Jody said, we're like the first night after just a lot of them just meeting for the first time, we're like laying on top of each other on the bed. And like, that was how the whole weekend was. I was like, this is so special. Like, this is not normal. And like, people need this. And I think that's my takeaway again from every time I come back from retreats, I'm just like on fire. Cause I'm like, I need to be shouting this from the rooftop. Why am I not like running a sneak peek like 2, 3, like every week? Everybody needs this. Like it's such an incredible thing. And like, that's what my takeaway is now is I'm just unapologetically showing this business, running this business, letting everyone know there's a spot for you in this business and then they can take it away. Cause that's all you need to do. You just need to like Megan did for me and like everyone did for you that's on this call. Like you need to show people this business and then it's whatever they want to make of it from there. So that's all I had. And that's all we had tonight. I don't think there's anyone else on here on the call. But thank you guys for joining. And again, this isn't like a recap of the whole trip of like, this is like all the stuff you missed. This is we want everyone there next year. Like that's the only like sad part for me was the trip was like, everyone wasn't there. So like, it felt complete, but at the same time, I'm like, I want everybody there. Everyone that gets on our team calls, everyone that like shows up with us. Like I want everyone there. I want everyone to be in person to experience this and to just soak it all up. So with that, I think we're all done. Does anyone have any last minute things you need to add in? Forgot. Nope. Yes, we need you there. That's the only sad thing about the trip, that everyone wasn't there. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for hopping on. I will make sure to get this in our team page probably by tomorrow. So make it a good night. See ya.